and I just ran out of the house. And I didn't realize it was broken until I came back literally the next day because
And she just leaves me there.
Yeah, I was
leaves me in the house in the spookiest haunted house.
Scary. I mean, like.
Welcome, beautiful beings of Earth. My name is Lina El Pilat, and this is Pillar of Light Healing Podcast, where we discuss energy healing, the magical, and all the hidden secrets of the universe. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing ghosts, spirit, and all paranormal phenomenon with my great friend Amber. Now, before we get started, I want to introduce the word paranormal for the people that don't know. Paranormal is basically all phenomenon that is not explained by science, that it cannot be backed up by science. So this includes ghosts and hauntings, psychic phenomenon, multidimensional slips, creatures,
ghouls and
goblins, and all the fun stuff, and UFOs and stuff like that. So tell us, Amber, when was your first paranormal experience?
Okay, so I was probably about 7 years old, and I had just moved into this house, and so there was a section of the house that was renovated from a garage to a bedroom. So that was someone's bedroom. So we were moving in there. There was this, I guess it was used for storage. It was like a big bench that you could open the top. And so when I was a kid, I went down there and I sat on the top, and it started coming up.
Oh.
And yeah, I was like, I have a good imagination. I was like gaslighting myself. I was like, I just imagined.
I feel like that happens a lot to kids,
Yeah.
right? Like they think that they're imagining it, but it's
'cause I
actually
didn't know
something
what-
happening.
I had no idea what was going on. So, but then like there were lots more things that happened in that house. So I was like, maybe this is a ghost or something.
No,
and
that's
my
interesting.
neighbors kind of were like, yeah, ghosts are real.
And where did that thing come from? Like, do you know where that box came from? Like the little.
No, I think it was made into the house. It was like a built-in.
Oh, that's even
storage.
creepier! Like,
Yeah.
oh my god!
So it was like this built-in. It was huge too. I remember because it was the size of a garage, so the entire wall. So I was like, what?
That's weird.
Yeah.
And then it's weird that you decide to sit there, and then that happens. That's weird.
Yeah.
It was like it was meant to be. That's where the
It
original Amber
that
was born.
my
Spooky
origin
Amber.
story.
My spooky friend.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I was like, so I don't think I was scared at the time that it happened, but thinking back, I remember like being scared other instances because that house had so many stories. But
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like my first kind of paranormal experience was I was in Colombia, and I was sleeping, and like I got out and I saw my body in the bed, and then I was like freaked out. I was like, what is this? And then I just started walking in the house. It was empty, like nobody was there, and then I'm like walking around looking for something, and then I like knew that my mom had left to get pizza. Like I just knew in my mind. And then when I woke up, my mom had like came home, and she was like, I'm like, did you bring pizza? And then she was like, how did you know that it was that I was bringing pizza? And I was like, I have no idea, I just knew. It was weird, I don't know. And I didn't
That's
understand
so
it then.
psychic,
So
too.
yeah, I didn't understand what was happening at that time.
when that happened, were you confused on what it was, or were you like, did you know about paranormal stuff before that? So you were
No,
like,
I had no
this is-
idea. Like I just kind of, it was just like a weird thing that happened.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put it in the back of my head, and I was like, whatever. And then once I like found out about astral projecting and stuff, I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what
I was like, I was having an astral projection
That is so
moment.
cool.
Yeah, so
I
then
kind of thought that when you were telling me the story right now.
I was literally in the astral world just vibing. I wish I would have like known at that
Yeah,
time,
because
you
you
know.
would have been like,
Let me go
doing
somewhere.
everything else.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I mean, you probably, for me, that's hard for me to do. I've done it, but I really can't.
It's
do
hard
it.
because
really
it's a
hard.
skill, you know. It's like
a
a skill.
skill.
It's a skill you have to kind of practice with like stuff and meditation. And I used to do it a lot when I was younger. When I would have like a lot of like I would do a lot of meditation practices and stuff like that. Then I did a lot of astral projecting at that time, and like I had a lot of lucid dreams and stuff like that. But then it kind of like, as I stopped practicing as much, like I stopped having as much experiences.
that's so
but I
true.
still do sometimes. Like I had one recently, but
You do have to keep practicing, or else it just goes away.
Exactly.
It's
so
cool.
skill.
I love
Everybody can do it.
I love
it's
when I
a
get a
skill.
little treat though, like when I'm not doing anything and they're like, watch
No,
this.
but you can
I'm
do
like,
it. Remember this.
Yeah.
Remember how first on the list of paranormal stuff is going to be ghosts and spirits. So it kind of leads into like your story and your little ghost story. So tell us more stories that you have where you had experienced ghosty stuff.
Okay, I have a really good one. So probably the scariest thing that has ever happened to me as far as spirits go was when we were living together in our old apartment, and I was chilling in my room and I kept hearing this tink, 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 and then the light started to flicker. And I did think like that's a really weird combo. Like I was a little bit scared. Like you know how nothing happens but you get a scared feeling.
Yeah,
I kind of had that.
Like
going
that something's
before.
going on.
Yeah.
Vibes. Something's going on.
So
vibes.
I was laying there and I felt that, and then I heard the tink, and then the light cut off, and it came back on. But then, like maybe 30 seconds later, the light just completely cut off, and I already started to get like really scared and got up, like started to get up, and I heard a really loud like tink, and it was right next to my head. And later on, I realized that it was a teacup that I had next to my bed. It had cracked, and I was like, oh my god. So
the room was really creepy.
Yeah.
Where we lived at. It was like almost like a whole apartment. So it
was huge.
It was huge. So, and it was also had like weird vibes. It had an attic and everything.
Yeah,
it was
the
kind of
attic
creepy.
in my room has always been a problem.
It was weird. And even in your apartment now, is also a problem.
Yeah, it is.
That's weird.
It is a problem in my apartment now, and it has been a problem in previous ones before the
it's
apartment
kind of
lived in.
weird.
But that, like, I ran out of the house like a scary movie. Like, the light was off, the thing, and I just ran out of the house. So I didn't realize it was broken until I came back literally the next day. Because
And she just leaves me there.
Yeah, I was.
Leaves me in the house, in the spookiest haunted house.
Scary. I mean, like, you
No,
know,
I had crazy experiences there
think
too.
when that type of thing is happening to you.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
What about you as far as that apartment goes?
Oh my god, so many things happen in that apartment. One of the scariest
Can you tell the story? You don't have to, but the story about where you thought or someone was like,
oh, that's a scary
I know.
story.
You don't have to say
Oh
that.
no, that's a really good one.
But
Actually,
that
I
was
would
really
I'll say
scary.
that one instead of the other one that I was
Okay.
gonna say. So, that apartment had weird vibes from the beginning. So when we moved in, I already had like weird things and visions and things that happened in an apartment that was like just creepy. One night, me and Daniel fell asleep in this couch, and then I woke up and I was like, hey, let's go to bed. And then we go to the bed, and then I'm kind of getting ready for bed, and I feel like there's like a presence in the room. Like, I don't know what it is, but Daniel's already in bed, and I'm like getting ready and like getting my PJs and blah blah blah. And then I'm like, feel like somebody's watching me. It's like the weirdest feeling. So I'm getting kind of like scared a little bit. So then I just change real quick and I jump in bed, and I'm like, I like kind of close my eyes, and I felt like I opened my eyes and I saw this shadow like come right at my face, and then I freaked out. Like I started praying and I hugged Daniel, and then apparently like I screamed when like I saw this. I was like, ah! And then apparently Daniel says that he doesn't remember any screaming, but he woke up and he was like, are you okay? Like he had woken up and said, are you okay? And it was like the weirdest thing. And then I obviously all my stories end up with me praying, because I always pray. No matter, like, if I'm scared, I'm gonna pray. So I start praying, and then like the thing kind of went away. But that night was like a weird restless night, like, you know, when you don't feel rested. That was like the scariest one that
Yeah,
and then
probably,
the other one was the one that like screamed in my ear. I was sleeping, I was pregnant, and like I had to wake up like 4 or 5 times a night to go use the restroom. So then like I was like, I need to pee so bad. And then I'm like kind of waking up, but like kind of like, you know, in that middle ground where you're like kind of sleepy, but like kind of awake. And then I hear in my ear like somebody's like close to me go like I didn't want to open my eyes because of the other experience that I had with the shadow. So then I was like, I don't want to open my eyes. So I turned around and I always just hug Daniel. Like, I'm like, another person, please make this go away type shit. So like I hugged and then I started praying, and then I was like, fuck, I really need to use the restroom. So I had to get up, and I felt like the hallway was always creepy to me, and I was so scared to go into it. So I turned on the lights.
I know that it was like it was seriously like moving around a haunted house, like like in the movies where they're actually in the movies they're walking around in the dark. Not in many movies I would be in. I'm flipping the lights on, like turning.
Why would I walk around with the darkness? Like when I can have light.
I would turn on every single light. Like I would turn on lights in rooms that weren't even like being used.
Yeah. Creepy stuff. So oh my god.
There was something dripping from the wall, but really high up in my bathroom this morning. I was doing my hair, and I saw something dripping, but it wasn't. It was already dried, and it was red.
Sorry, my dog is trying to come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
what that is.
That's kind of, it's like plasma.
What was it in our old apartment?
I don't know. It was weird, kind of like burgundy vibe. I don't know. It looked like almost. It almost looked like blood, to be honest, like dried out blood. But I don't know if it was. We don't know. We don't know if it was. But the weird thing about it is that the door, like those metal doors, like where you open, like obviously normal metal doors, the cheap metal doors, like it was kind of all bent, and then that's where the burgundy weird drippy was in that apartment. Exactly. So I was like, it was weird, like somebody hit themselves, and like I don't know if it's true or not, but
I don't know either. And
but it was creepy. I mean, that whole apartment was always something was always happening. Like things would go missing, and we'll talk about this in like dimensional slips and stuff, like these experiences. But I think that ghosty stuff was happening. Like I would always see
stuff was happening.
I would see like lights underneath her room when she wasn't home, and I'm like, did you leave the lights on? And then she'll be like, I don't know, no, I don't think so, go check. And then I would open the door and there was no lights, but I could see lights. And it's not like there would be like street lights, because your room was against the lake, so it was pitch black.
Yeah, there was nothing. And you're actually not the first person to say they saw lights in my room.
That's weird.
Because the person I'm currently living with also said, you weren't here, but I saw lights coming from under your room.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's up with that. The lights are kind of weird. You're just hunted. Okay, well, that probably this goes into like the whole thing about that apartment. I feel like it is residual energy, like from something that happened.
Totally.
But something happened in that apartment. I don't know what it was, but something must have happened. That energy was really heavy. Yeah. My dog completely changed his personality in that apartment too. He was he was the sweetest. He was the sweetest dog ever, and then like once we moved into the apartment, he started getting like angsty and like weird about people and like. All right, well the next one is psychic abilities and ESP, and that like goes into the astral projecting. Have you ever had something like that happen?
Yeah, it was actually at the same house that I was at when I was 7 years old when I had my first paranormal experience.
That was like a portal house.
It was seriously the craziest place I've ever lived, and actually fast forward a year after living there, we actually found bones.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and
did you guys call the cops?
Yeah, there was they dug them up. There was nothing like there wasn't an entire body.
So there was no teeth, so they can't tell.
And there was an army jacket buried. So we don't know if maybe someone had the stuff of someone and just buried it as kind of like a memorial or something. But it happened to be right where we were digging our fire pit. That's how we found it.
Oh my god.
So that might have something to do with it, maybe. But So what had happened when I had the astro projecting situation? I had my own bedroom and I was going to sleep, and I remember I was sick at the time, so I got up to use the bathroom. Like I felt like nauseous, like I might throw up, and so I get up and I run to the door, but I stop because someone's coming out of the bathroom, and I have siblings, so I figured like, oh, like you gotta get out of the way. So, but then I look and it was myself coming out of the bathroom. And I just got chills telling the story right now too, because I'm like, that was another part where I was like, am I just sick and a kid and I'm hallucinating?
Oh my god.
Or did I really just see myself? But I remember feeling like, what was that? That was weird. So I still like I saw myself walk out and just down the hall. And
So
that's
like
all I remember.
that's kind of weird. It's like almost like you were split into two.
Yeah,
That's weird.
it is, because it was like,
You see, when I had
Or
an
like-
astral
or maybe
projecting,
that's-
I was already sleeping, so I saw my body sleeping.
Right.
I didn't see my body walking around.
I might.
That's even scarier.
No, that
'Cause
really
it's like
that has scared me
split.
for the rest of my life. I have been scared of this like mimic situation, or maybe like would you would when the time you said there's like a time lapse or something?
Yeah,
Because
like
maybe that
time
was me in 1 minute when I
Right,
arrived
like
up to
another,
tell my mom.
right, like another timeline.
Yeah, because
just kind of
yeah, because
intercrossed.
now that I think of it, my mom's room, like it looked like I was walking towards my mom's room. So that's probably what a kid would do when they're sick and they throw up and they go tell their mom, "Mom, I threw up."
That's interesting. Have you ever watched that movie, Everything Everywhere All at
No.
Once? Oh my god, that
I
literally
really don't think I
describes
can
all.
watch
Oh
that
my god,
movie.
that movie made me cry. I watched it like 3 times,
wanna
but
cry.
I just love it. But like, it's hilarious though. It's a funny movie, but it's like there's a lot of things that like are explained through that movie that I was like I was never able to put into a concept. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I knew it in my mind, but I just couldn't put it into concept. And that is like the timelines and like
Okay.
and like everything all at once. You know,
I'm gonna watch
because
it.
I really believe like one of my beliefs is that we're all everything all at once.
Yeah.
Like we are God getting to know itself, and I feel like everybody is part of that. That's what we're like
Yeah.
a collective. That's what I feel like we're all like that's what we experience these things because we're so connected. And I think tapping into that God particle within yourself is kind of tapping into the other persons as
Yeah.
well. And like, so yeah.
The world is so spiritual,
I
and
know.
it's like all you have to do is tap in. Like you
Oh my
really
God,
don't
I
have
know.
to do anything
because everything
crazy.
is spiritual.
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do is be present, and
Yeah.
like you will understand the magic of our life. And
It's
that's
so
so
cool.
cute. And it's so
Yeah.
terrible that I said that, but
Yeah.
it's so the truth. Getting out of my body has always freaked me out, though. Like even since I was little, like when I've had the
Yeah.
astral projecting like experiences and like traveling through the astral realms have always kind of freaked me out because I'm like, what if somebody like cuts that tether and like I get lost coming back?
Oh my gosh, I never thought about that.
Dude, that happens to people, and people lose their minds.
This is like that one story with the lamp. Am I right?
Yep. Is the lamp the real or is the lamp fake? Seriously. Yeah, no,
And then
seriously.
because people claim to be stuck in a time for a long time or live on an entire life, like the girl.
Now, our third part is going to be interdimensional stuff, time slips, Mandela effects. I love Mandela effects.
Me too. That's one of my favorites.
And I have like a cool story that includes you with the necklace.
Oh yeah.
With the necklaces.
That's a good one.
So I think that would be a really good story for right now. So
yeah.
starting like rewinding, I used to live by myself in a studio apartment, and my friends moved in with me, but she barely was there, so I was kind of alone all the time. And I lost 2 of my favorite necklaces. One of them was the flower of life, and the other one was like a pentagram. That is like a protective pentagram. And I love those freaking necklaces. I would wear them all the time, and then out of nowhere, they just disappeared. And I looked for them everywhere. I even asked Lala, I was like, yo, did you see them? Did you find them? She's like, no idea.
And how many years ago?
This was 2016, 17.
Okay.
So that's when I lost it, like around that time period. And then fast forward like to 2022 when I was living with her. I walked in the house, I go into the room, and in my desk, both of the pendants are there. Both of the necklaces are there.
Yeah.
So I looked
know
at
how
it.
they got-
I looked at them and I was like, what the hell? I'm like, how the hell did this happen? Like, I'm like freaking out. I called Lala, like my friend that I used to live with, and I told her, I was like, hey, by any chance did you drop these off? Like, are you here? And she's like, no, I didn't drop anything off. So then I called Amber because I lived with her and she was my roommate. So I was like, yo, did you put these necklaces in my desk? And you're like, yeah.
And you sounded so freaked out.
I was
like,
freaking
when she
out.
answered the phone. I thought
Freaking
something
out.
was wrong, actually.
You're like, yeah, I put them there.
I remember.
And then where did you find them?
I found them in the dryer.
And these are
Yeah,
months
the dryer.
later after moving in, and years later after I lost them, which I think is
Yeah.
freaking
Years
crazy.
later.
Also the apartment that we're talking about, this is like, it's like the basis of our friendship, because it has so much things that happen in that apartment. Like, I feel like it had like all these weird things going on, and so she had a bunch of stuff happening in that apartment too. So will you tell us some?
Yeah. So it was kind of weird because we both had stuff like going on. Like, I would always have stuff that was like randomly show up where there wasn't before, and she would always have stuff randomly disappearing, because it was like every other day she was texting me, have you seen my wallet, have you seen my glasses, have you seen my this, have you seen my this?
And I swear I've never been that much of like a freaking klutz. I don't know how.
I was like, she's gonna think I'm like collecting all her stuff,
stealing all her stuff.
I
actually thought that you were moving my shit. I was like, where the hell is my stuff?
Yeah. And so this one time there was a seasoning that I saw you have. I think like you let me borrow it one time, and then I really liked it, so I went and got one.
It was an onion salt.
Yeah, an onion salt
from Trader Joe's.
And then so she had hers and I had my one, and then I walk in there and there's multiple of the seasonings, and I think you noticed it.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
what's up with?
Yeah, I was like, why did she have to buy a million of them? Like,
I really liked them. We ended up having like, I think it was like four. Yeah,
it was
four when there was originally, you had one that was like probably almost empty.
Yeah.
And then I had a new one that wasn't opened.
Yeah.
They were all unopened, which was a weird thing too, because I opened mine.
I don't know how the hell it just multiplied. Weird. It was like a weird thing. I was like, did you buy all these? And you're like, no, I just bought one. And I was like, well, I have one. Yeah. I'm like, how the hell did these two other ones came through? Like, it was the weirdest thing.
So I would think that's a glitch in the Matrix.
I do think like that. It's some portal or something going on in that place.
We needed extra onions. Salt.
I loved onion salt anyway.
I still love it. That's still my go-to seasoning.
But that was a weird one. And then the other thing that happened, so like how I mentioned, like things will get lost and appear and disappear and appear again. Like the glasses were kind of weird.
I really think that's so bizarre.
That one was like, I think the necklace was really strange. Because I was like, how the hell did I lose this for like 5 years, dude?
That's what's crazy is because with the necklace thing and with the glasses thing, I can't even decide
like, I don't know
which one's crazy.
I don't know. They're both like so nuts. So basically with the glasses, this is what happened, and I know exactly what happened. I don't know how it happened, but I'm just like, I know exactly.
You remember it like it was
it was yesterday. That's what I mean. So basically, I had my glasses at work, and I closed at 6. So I had them on, and I remember having them at my job. Because I used them for the computer because they're blue light too. So I had them at my job. Then I get in the car and I go home. Once I'm home, I'm like, I can't find them anywhere. Like, I'm like, where did my glasses go? Because I want to watch something, and I was like, where did my glasses go? I'm like looking for them like crazy. Go to the car, look for them in the car. They were nowhere to be found. I was like, did I leave them at work? I was like, I know I had them at my job. So like, I'm like, did I leave them at my job? So anyways, I go to my job the next day. And they're not there. They're nowhere to be found. I looked in the outside of the, like in the parking lot area. They're not there. I looked inside. They were not there. I looked everywhere in the apartment. I asked Amber. I'm like, did my glasses end up in your room somehow? Did I leave them somewhere? I don't know. Nowhere to be found. I bought a new pair of glasses because I could not find these glasses. I thought I lost them. I thought that I might have put them on top of the car and like drove off and like picked them or something. Yeah. That was kind of my
That's the only thing really that could happen. I hate when I lose my glasses.
Yeah.
And you kind of...
They're in my eyes. I'm like, how the hell did I lose them?
I was going to say, you know your own patterns. It's kind of like, you know, I have places, if I take off my glasses, I only leave them, you know.
Right, and I'm like, I never take them off to go in the car. Like,
right.
Like to go in the car to drive where I need them. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I bought me a pair of glasses. They came in. They were a brown pair of glasses. Time passes, maybe months, probably like 2 or 3 months. Then one day I decided to open Sammy's bed because he had like this massage table as his bed, and so like inside of it, like I would keep like his stuff, but like I never really opened that because I didn't need to open that. It was like extra towels and extra blankets that I didn't really use because he uses only one blanket. He loves that blanket, so I just wash it and like reuse it. I never really opened that spot. And then this day, for some reason, I decided to open this to kind of fix something. I think to put something away or something. I opened and my goddamn glasses are inside his bed. Inside his bed. And it's not like Sam Sammy can open his bed because he has latches, so it's not like he can open his bed and like take my glasses and put them perfectly in there. Like
he came to your job and took them for you.
Or like I left them. Like I'm thinking like, what if he? I was like, what if he like I left them at home and he took them and but Sammy would destroy them. He wouldn't just like keep them perfectly. Hide them perfectly in his bed, and it was like the weirdest spot, and I hadn't used that spot, like I hadn't opened that in forever, so it was not like I was cleaning. I had just gotten out of work and I lost my glasses and they appeared, so now I have 2 pair of glasses.
There's no way, like, explain that to me.
That,
like there's no explanation that I would say that makes sense. That story just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any,
but it's true because I saw it happen.
I mean, dude, I bought a new pair of glasses, like literally, because I was like, there's no way. And it's not like I went, like I'm thinking, I'm like, did I go after work and put like something in Sammy's bed? But I'm like, it was like late at night. I wasn't doing anything in his bed or doing it was really strange. That one was really weird too.
You would totally know if you put them there.
Yeah, like, or like that it fell, but I'm like, how the fuck did it fall out of my face? And then I didn't notice. Like that makes no sense. Like, it makes me sound cuckoo as hell.
I know. That type of stuff makes you sound crazy, and I felt like I was always sounding crazy, especially with the teacups. Where I was like, they're gonna think I'm a lunatic.
Yeah.
They're gonna think something's wrong with me.
I mean, they might think that something's wrong with us.
Might think there's something wrong with us.
But I mean, like, these are stories that are real. Like, real
and I think it's because of where we live seems like a portal or something. Like, it's not just like a normal thing, because really nothing this crazy has ever happened to me. I only had like crazy dreams or like, you know, stalkers.
A lot of crazy dreams, a lot of crazy stalkers.
Stalkers.
I had like a pretty crazy experience with my niece, which she's like our production team right now. I wanted to talk about it real quick. So, because this was in the ghost and haunting, but this is a crazy ass story, and I don't think I've ever told you this story.
I don't think I know.
So we lived in this apartment, and my niece was probably like 4 years old, like very little, and she was like, she had this kind of like bed that was, you know, there's like a playpen underneath the bed, like there's like a a bed, and there's like a little small space, like kind of like a closet space underneath those like really 2000s beds,
like a loft bed.
Like like it had like a weird little like playpen, and she had all her toys in this like little spot. It was like a cute little like spot, and then I was taking care of her, and I was looking at her, and she's playing and blah blah blah, and then she's like, I'm gonna go get a toy. Oh no, we hear something fall inside the little plaything, like boom, and I was like, oh whatever, something fell, you know. So my niece, I was like, I didn't pay attention to it, but she was like, oh, like, and she went and looked. She opened her little thing, and then she goes, Niña, like girl, and then like my heart dropped because I was like, what do you mean, girl? I'm like, what do you mean, girl? And she's like looking at it. She's looking at this playpen, and then she's like, come on. She's like, ven niña, in Spanish, like, ven niña, like, come, girl. And then she had like this little stroller, and then she goes, come here, and then sit, and then she started playing with the stroller, dude. Yeah, like, oh my god, Nikki, you have to make an appearance. This is my wonderful niece right here. Give a round of applause to my little haunted niece. So, yeah, so then,
How old was
she? Was 4 years old, because we were living in that apartment.
Do you remember that?
Kind of. I don't think she remembers that well. And then, so I grabbed her, because she started strolling around this little ghost girl. Yeah!
Little ghost girl.
I know, I grabbed her, and I was like, we're gonna go see the ducks. And I took her outside, and we went to see the ducks. Like, I took her for a walk, because I was like, I can't be in this house. It was really creepy. I was like, I can't. In that apartment, that was also really creepy. That was in Miami. But, yeah, that was a creepy little thing, because, especially, like, it's one thing, like, you thinking something's weird. Another thing is seeing your niece that's 4 years old scream something and then bring this ghost little thing to you.
I feel like kids know too, because I mean, like, we were kids and we knew.
Yeah, I think they're definitely more open to like the those kind of dimensions of space and time. But yeah, that was just, I had to tell that story because she's here, and I was like, I gotta say it. Alrighty, so the next part is UFOs and extraterrestrial. I'm so pissed because I really never really experienced this, and I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
I've seen lights and stuff in the beach in Miami, and everybody thought that they were like planes, but I know that it's not.
I did have a little bit of an experience.
Yeah, you did. Tell us.
I'll tell you. So, disclaimer, I don't know that I got abducted, but I'm thinking I did get abducted because I have like not been the same since this happened. So, it was when I was like 21, maybe. This was like 6 years ago. So I was at my mom's house, and I remember the beginning of the day I was at the gym, and then I don't remember anything else that happened that day until, fast forward, I woke up in my bed at my mom's house, and I was feeling sick, and I looked at my phone to see what time it was, and it was like 6 or 7 p.m. and there was a bunch of notifications on my phone, and they were like texts and calls from like my brother and my friends and stuff being like, hey, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And I thought that was weird, that they were asking if I was okay. I was like, I was just like having a nap, so that's not that crazy, I guess. I had posted on my social media pictures of myself while I was sleeping. So it wasn't like selfies like that I took while I was asleep. It was like pictures from the ceiling from when I was sleeping, and I can tell because I could see the fan in some of the pictures. So you could see the fan blades, and you could see like half of my body like on the bed. Weird. Yeah, and some of the pictures, so it was 3 pictures, and some of the pictures looked like they had shadows happening. And this is like so silly, but I'm like, maybe if it was aliens, this is what they would do. There was like emojis too on because it was posted to my Snapchat story, and you know you could put the emojis, and so there was emojis, and I don't remember what they were now, but I remember like there being a string of them. Like it wasn't just one; it was like that's how they were texting, was in picture. And so, yeah, I remember I was sick when I woke up, and I remember feeling weird and not really knowing what was going on, and the pictures were quite frightening. Yeah, to like weird. Imagine waking up and nobody was home, and so I think I was abducted just because you know how they say you lose a lot of time.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they say, you lose time.
Yeah. And so that was my experience.
But that's very interesting. Yeah, I've never really had a lot of experiences. I've been always so interested in them, and like it's just so interesting. But I don't have any crazy stories.
But what about those like giants that were projected in Miami?
Oh my god, dude! I was just looking. I was really? Going in a rabbit hole about this recently. Yes.
Wait, was it was conspiracy theory of the blue beam? The blue beam conspiracy theory?
Yeah, like the the blue beam is like basically the government is like portraying like some kind of alien invasion to put us under martial art and like law and like keep us contained.
Religion to like follow.
It will make like a world order kind of new world order kind of thing.
That's the vibes.
But yeah, like Miami thing was weird because it was like 10,000 people, and a lot of people said that their phones weren't working, that they couldn't record, or that their phones were like having like issues, there was like a lot of weird things happening. I don't know. People said that they saw really tall people.
I want to know.
I want to know. And in Miami, why couldn't I have been there and be scared? Are you kidding me?
Why does all this stuff happen to other people?
I know.
Well, we need to happen. Maybe we can
call upon the aliens to come and
oh my god,
show thyself.
You know, I used to do that.
Yeah, so me too. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how can
it's so funny because I used to do that. Now I'm like, maybe that's what happened. To me, I got abducted because I asked.
That's interesting.
Because I was so interested. I mean,
I should try to call, do some kind of do a ritual to call upon the multiple dimensional beings that are outside.
Yeah, hey, we're one of you guys.
What if like they're evil?
Then we'll have to fight them.
And we'll have to
we'll have to fight them with a sword.
With my power, my golden power of
our
psychic
power
ability.
Okay, insert.
Yeah, I will insert. So the last part of the paranormal is the creatures and stuff.
Like
mermaids, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. There's things people say that in Ocala there's a lot of the
Bigfoot.
There's something there, like a big being or something.
Yeah, big.
There's also weird random people.
A big group of weirdos.
Aren't they called the Rainbow Group or something? Yeah,
That's
the
kinda
rainbow.
spooky.
Yeah, the Rainbow Group. Those are the ones that
So-
like kill you and stuff.
Is this like do you know about the black-eyed children?
No.
Oh really?
What is that?
They were like knock on your door and they have black eyes.
Oh my god, that's
And
terrifying.
they ask to come in. I don't know much.
I
other
will
than
never
that,
let
but
no
that's
freaking
what I'm
black-eyed
saying. What
kid
are
in
people
the.
doing if they're opening up the door and letting them in? It's like
It's kind of terrifying.
it's really scary. I don't know. But,
Would you become a vampire if you had it? If they could?
uh,
Vampires.
I don't want to live forever. That doesn't sound good to me.
Live forever. I think it would be so cool, so I can like learn every single skill
Oh,
and
that's
master
true. If I
it.
could go everywhere.
My
too.
brain will be like everything. You know how like I don't have
Yeah.
enough time to master everything because
Yeah.
in life we don't have time. I would be able to master everything. How freaking awesome would that be?
that
I'll be
would
like
be
a singer in one lifetime and then an actress
Yeah,
in
you would
another.
actually be able to.
Oh my god, I would love that. And read
You
every
would.
book. Are you
This
serious?
is so you. Yeah, you would totally like. I need
That-
to learn everything, so I
that-
need to be alive for longer. 'Cause you don't have
Yeah,
enough time.
I don't have enough time.
There's
like, where am
not
I gonna
enough.
have like enough time? I want to become. Imagine like you're a vampire. You don't sleep. You don't need sleep,
Oh, I love.
bro. I would be reading books all
I
night.
love sleep, but I would love to not have to do it.
I would not like to not lose the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sleeping. Right?
Yeah, exactly. You would have more time to learn.
And then the 411, it's like the craziest thing. You've heard about that, right?
Yeah, I know all about that.
That's why I don't like the creature stuff freaks me out because I'm like I love the woods and usually it's at the woods that things
I
thing
know.
happen.
It's so scary to go in there
Oh
alone.
my god, it's so terrifying. There's so 411 for those who don't know, it's like this documentary about people missing in the state parks of the United States, and a lot of the people that go missing are like surrounded by caves things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Like it's like in the areas of like where there's cave systems in the United States, all these people go missing. I'm like.
Yeah,
Cave
where
people,
are you guys
like
going?
cave people. I don't know what's going on. You guys are really interested in that? Look it up on YouTube. Missing
Yeah.
411 is the
And I
craziest
think
thing.
YouTube has a documentary.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's the one that I watched. I think it's
That's
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think we are done with the. Thank you for watching. We'll talk about more stories in the future. I have a lot of things fun planned, and if you want to follow Amber, I'll put her link in the description.
Put it right here.
I
We'll
think
try.
we'll try. I don't know. I mean, we'll see you next time. I love you.
Bye.